Hey there, yogis. Welcome and thank you so much for tuning in to Tina Diana Yoga. Today I have a revitalizing and rejuvenating practice for you that will help to awaken the energy of spring. So we'll incorporate a few of the Tibetan Rites exercises. So these are practices that have been done over 2,500 years ago, and they're really all about energizing and revitalizing our whole system. So let's get started in a mudra today. So Upon mudra. So you'll take your middle finger and your ring finger to tuck underneath your thumb. Hi, Nugs. Maybe take a moment to give some love. And then take this mudra here, palms face up. On your knees, let your arms find some length. So let them be really long. So almost like this laser-like focus here of your index finger and your pinky finger down towards the earth. And then see if you can find a little softness of your shoulders rolling down the back, leveling over the hips. So this Upon mudra, it really helps to facilitate release. Right? So release of the heaviness of winter, right? Release of perhaps some things that you've accumulated that are no longer serving you, so that you can begin to create space for newness, creating space for positive change. And see if you can drop your awareness into whatever room you might be in right now, dropping the awareness into your body, into your breathing. See if you can even out your seat in the earth. So in order to further facilitate this release, we'll start today with a little Kapalabhati pranayama. So it will be sharp breathing here right from the belly. So there is an emphasis on the exhalation, right? That downward release. The inhale happens naturally, okay? So you'll take a breath in through both nostrils first. And then open your mouth, pour it out. Now for Kapalabhati, breathing in both nostrils. And then begin pumping. Keep it going, trying to keep the spine super long, right? And thinking release, 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 even having in your mind, in your heart, something that you need to let go of, inviting it to surrender into the earth right here. Exhale, 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 exhale. Exhale all your air out. Get empty. Take a deep, nourishing breath in. Let it fill your lungs completely. Ribcage expands. Hold it at the top. And then we have to breathe out. Stick your tongue out, lion's breath. Oh yeah. Now we're ready to begin. Releasing out of your mudra here for a moment. Coming to lie down on your back. To start, you might need to negotiate with a furry friend. Hi. Keep your feet on the earth here, hips width distance. And then keep your left knee bent, sole of the left foot on the ground as you hug the right knee in towards your chest. So try to stay pretty heavy here through the shoulders. Drag your chin in towards your heart and then roll out your right ankle a little bit. Say hello. It's been a long winter, right? We're just starting to wake up and energize our system once again, preparing it for all of the possibilities, right? There's this great potential with spring. Potential to grow, to transform, to release the old, create space for the new. See if you can find a little gentle, loving tug of your palms onto your right shin, so finding a little bit more of a deeper hug, a little bit more compression through your right hip crease. From here, lengthen out your right leg, interlace your hands, this time behind your right thigh. So it's like a reclined Utthita Hasta A almost, but your left leg is bent here still, left foot on the earth. See if you can press the back of your right leg into your interlaced palms. Keep your spine long, keep your drishti, your gaze on one point. Breath is steady. Flexing that right foot. You can either hang here if this is enough for the back of your right leg. Otherwise, you can play with walking your hands up the back of your right leg towards your right ankle. And then gently bringing your right leg in towards your chest, but not compromising the evenness of the hips. So keep finding a little drop to that right hip, a little leveling out of your sacrum on the ground. Heaviness in the shoulders. Wherever you're at, see if you can take a deep breath in. And then as you breathe out, lift the head and the chest. Play with dragging the belly in towards the spine, the forehead towards the shin. The shoulders soft though, the elbows bending and drawing in. Whew. From here, keep your head and your chest lifted. Release your arms long in front of you, hovering up above the earth. See if you can floint your right foot here. So flex through the ball of the foot, wake up the toes, and then lower your right leg to hover just above the earth. So it's like a half Ardha Navasana. See if you can get longer and then find a little bit more lift through the chest and the head. Keep breathing. And then gently release. Whew, release it all. From here, bending your right knee, right foot on the earth, hug your left knee in towards your chest. Even through the shoulders and the hips, a little rolling out through your left ankle. Breathing in and out through the nose, everybody, to help calm the body and the mind, calm the nervous system. But whenever you need a little sigh out your mouth to release, or a lion's breath, horse breath, I invite you to go for it, right? This is your practice. See if you can deepen the left thigh in towards the chest, little compression through your left hip crease. And then lengthen your left leg, interlace the hands behind the left thigh. Press the back of the left leg into your interlaced hands to find length in the arms, but keeping the shoulders soft. And then either hang here or play with walking really slowly, right? So the slower we go, I find it's a little bit kinder. A little bit more aware also. Already seeing if you can floint that left foot a bit, flexing through the ball, wake up the toes, take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, chin moves in towards the chest, lift the forehead towards your shin. Very well, might not touch. And then keep the head and the chest lifted, arms long in front of you. Really reach forward. Keep that left foot flointed, left leg long as you lower the left leg to hover above the earth, half Ardha Navasana. Maybe right leg long to meet it, floint your right foot, full Ardha Navasana, find lift and length. And then drop everything down. It's the mini Shavasana right here. From this point, everybody, we'll move on to our first Tibetan rites exercises. So the rites of rejuvenation, these are called. So this is called the J. So we'll release our arms long. Your palms come flat, face down, right alongside your legs and your hips. So our body will be making this J shape, okay? So as you breathe in, lift your legs, lift your head and your chest. Find a little lift of your pelvic floor, a little Mula Bandha action, chin moves in. And then breathe out, slowly lower everything back down to the ground, fully release. Let's do 4 more. Breathe in, lift the legs, lift the head. Breathe out, slowly lower it all down. Release. Breathe in to lift, chin moves in, belly draws in, little pelvic floor lift. Breathe out, slowly lower. 2 more, breathe in. Breathe out. Release. Last one, breathe in. And breathe out. Ideally, these exercises, each one would be done 21 rounds. We'll just do 5 to 7 today to warm ourselves up. From here, hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. Finding rocks side to side. And then rocks forward and back, forward and back. Gaining momentum. But take your time gaining that momentum, right? So slowly rolling along the spine. Have some fun with it. Belly drawing in. And then once you get to the top, you might walk your seat back a little bit. Bring soles of feet to touch. We're going to go for a soft early Baddha Konasana here. So arms long by the ears as you breathe in. And breathe out. Bring your palms either to inner arches or tops of the feet. Keep your spine long, your seat planted into the mud as you begin to hinge a bit. You can bring the elbows into the inner thighs, so gently, real gentle, pressing the elbows into the inner thighs to open up. You can let your chin draw in, but keep your spine pretty long. Maybe a sigh out the mouth right here. Gently rolling up through the spine on your next breath in. We'll move into our second Tibetan rite exercise called the tabletop. This one I find to be a lot of fun. I find all these to be fun and amazing in their own right. So legs long, flex through the feet, palms wide, right alongside your hips. Okay? So take a moment to set it up. Legs are hips width distance as well. Spread the palms wide. As you breathe in, lift your hips, plant your feet in the earth. Let your head hang back, front of the throat opens. And then breathe out gently, drop your seat back between your palms. Drive your chin in towards your throat, shoulders peel back. Breathe in, lift the hips, plant the feet, drop the head. Breathe out, slowly lower the hips, chin moves in. 3 more, my friends. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, lower, chin curls in. 2 more, breathe in, lift. Breathe out, lower. Last one, breathe in, lift. This time you can stick your tongue out as you drop your seat. Chin moves in. Hold the breath out. Breathe in to lift the chin. Cross the ankles. Palms in front of you. Let's meet in a wide knee child's pose for a moment. So Drop your seat heavy towards your heels, drop your forehead. You can roll the forehead on the earth here for a moment, it's like this surrender. What's no longer needed. Perhaps that's something in the mind, right? A certain way of thinking. Maybe a mental habit or groove that's not serving you. And allow your next breath in to lift you up all fours. So take a moment here to stack your joints, palms wide, so shoulders right over wrists, hips right over your knees. From here, you're going to pivot your left shin out to the left a little bit. So you're creating this steady anchor here as you reach your right leg long behind you. Sorry, Nugs. Reach your right fingertips to the sky. And then right away, find that anchor through the top of your left toes, everybody, in the ground. Find a little scoop of the tail underneath you. There's a little thrust of your hips forward as you bring your left hip over your left knee. Make sure your right toes are turned in ever so slightly. Find that anchoring through the outer edge of your right foot as you reach the right arm long over right ear. See if you can draw the chin in, belly and ribs in. And then playing here with reaching your right fingertips back behind you. Reach them towards the back of the room. And then across your chest towards the front of the room. And then back again. So making these circles a few times with the shoulder. It's like, for me, the sensation of like taking off a heavy winter coat. I just want to lighten things up a little bit. And then stretching the right arm long over right ear. See if you can wrap your left ribs forward, your right ribs back. And then drop your right palm back to the earth under your right shoulder. Left shin pivots back in. Ball of the right foot, sorry Nugs, to the ground. From here, lift your right leg from the inner thigh. Press your palms into the earth to find length through the arms as you look up with your eyes. Breathe out to drag your knee in towards the nose towards the knee, dome the spine. Right leg reaches back behind you as you breathe it in. Breathe out, knee draws in. Last one, breathe in, get long, look up. Breathe out, knee towards the nose. Step the right foot between your palms. Stay with me on this one. It's a little tricky. So you're gonna swivel your left shin now in. So your left shin will come all the way in so that your left heel meets your left sit bone. Turn your right toes in a touch. So it's a half malasana, half virasana. And you have to excuse me having my back to you for this first round. So see if you can get a little bit heavier through your right sit bone. And then find your mudra. So it's like rock on, upon mudra. Arms long, tee them out here at a diagonal so that your right index and pinky finger facing down towards the earth, left fingers up towards the sky. See if you can get your shoulder blades to kiss a little bit more along your back, more expansiveness through the collarbones. You might stay here or begin to weave your left arm behind your back, reaching towards your right hip crease. And then as you continue evening out through the hips, a little bit more weight through that right sit bone, your left shoulder can begin to lean back. So it's like you're leaning back into your left arm. It's supporting you there. See if you can look past beyond your left shoulder. Keep breathing. Gently unraveling, tee the arms out at a diagonal. Your left arm will sort of come over your left ear. as you come back to center, so it's a swivel of your left shin back to neutral, right foot back to neutral. Take a moment here, lift your back knee, fingertips to the ground, and then let your weight sink forward into your right big toe. Let your left hip drop down a little bit. Let your shoulders peel back as you lift your gaze. So we're getting a little stretch here through the front of the left hip, left thigh. Holy moly. Breathe with it. And then gently finding a lift of the pelvic floor to lift that left thigh. Again, plant your palms. Breathe in, look forward, low lunge. Breathe out, step your right foot back, downward facing dog. It's the first one, pedal it out a little bit. Make sure there's a nice distance between the hands and the feet so you don't want to feel too strained or too sort of jammed up into yourself. Come to a little bit of stillness. Press your fingertips like crazy into the mud. See if you can drop your heels and lift your toes up off the earth. Find a little spiraling back through your inner thighs. Let your chin draw in. Belly draws in, low ribs draw in. Breathe in, lift the heels. Belly draws in as you come forward, shoulders over wrist plank. Reach your heels back, get long right here. See if you can press into the earth to find a little bit more lift up out of this shape. As you breathe out, drop your knees wide. Forehead to the earth, or maybe your animal friend is there supporting you. Release. Breathing in to come back up to all fours. We're going to take that little flow on the other side. So it'll be your right shin that pivots out a tad. Left leg long. Left heel in line with your right knee. Left fingertips to the sky. Now if that's too much with the arm to the sky, you can bring the hand on your hip, okay? Back toes turned forward a bit. Roll your right shoulder back, scoop the tail, find that thrust of the hips, that anchor, right, through the top of your right toes, outer edge of your left foot as you bring the left arm over your left ear. Wrap your right ribs forward, your left ribs back. Reach your left fingertips way back behind you. Sweep them towards the back of the space, across your chest, towards the front of the room, and then back behind again. So just creating these circles. Circles can be as slow or as fast as what's calling to you in the moment. I have some crazy stuff in my left shoulder. So just noticing, a lot of this practice is really just noticing things about ourselves, about the body and the mind where we hold tension. Deeper self-inquiry. Left arm long over left ear. Breathe it in, lean back into your left shoulder. And then drop your left palm back under the left shoulder. Right shin pivots to neutral. Ball the left foot on the ground. Get steady here through the joints and then lift your left leg from the inner thigh. Look up as you breathe in. Breathe out, knee draws in towards the nose. Breathe in, left leg reaches long. Breathe out, knee towards the nose. One more, breathe in, left leg long. Breathe out, knee towards the nose. Hollow the belly and then step the left foot between your palms. Right away, pivot the right shin in this time. Right heel underneath your right sit bone. Turn your left toes in about 45 degrees. So it's that half malasana. See if you can even find a little lift of your pelvic floor so you're not just dumping all of your weight down, right? There is this anchoring to the earth, and then this lift, right, up out of it. Find your mudra. Flare your arms open wide. Get really expansive here through the front of the heart. Maybe your right arm weaves behind your back for a little half bind. See if you can get heavier through your left hip as you peel your right shoulder back. Right arm long once again, breathe it in. And then as you breathe out, right arm over right ear. Gently reverse your way out. So lift your seat, pivot your right shin back to neutral. Left foot back to neutral. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Fingertips to the earth, or if you have blocks, right, or something at home that you can use to elevate and lift yourself a little bit, that can be awesome. See if right here you can press the balls of your feet into the earth evenly. And as you shift the weight forward into your left big toe, your right hip can begin to drop down. See if you can peel your shoulders back. Sternum lifts, eyes lift. Keep reaching back through your right heel. A little Mula Bandha here, pelvic floor lift as you lift the seat. Palms to the earth, breathe in, look forward, low lunge. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Breathe in to come forward, plank pose. Get long. Feel your belly lightly engage. Feel the length through the arms. And then breathe out, drop your knees. Child's pose. Breathing in to rise up, all fours. Breathing out, tuck the toes, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. From here, we're going to go for our third Tibetan Rite practice. This one is called the two dogs. So we're going to float from downward facing dog to upward facing dog with tucked toes. Okay, so take a moment here to reestablish downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, chin draws in, hollow out a bit through the belly, low ribs gather. Find that drop of the heels, the flaring and lifting through the toes. Arms long and strong, fingertips rooted. Breathe in to lift the heels, draw the belly up and in here. As the shoulders move forward over the wrists, keep the toes tucked, drop the hips, peel the shoulders back, stretch and lift the heart and the eyes up. Breathe out, belly draws up and in, heels lift as you move back to downward facing dog. Let's do this a few more times here. Breathe in. Come forward, shoulders over wrists, drop your hips. Look up, upward facing, still engaging through the thighs. Breathe out, belly lifts, downward facing dog. Breathe in, upward facing. Breathe out, downward facing. Can we do 3 more times? Breathe in, upward facing. Long and strong arms press down through your fingertips. Breathe out, downward facing. 2 more, my friends. Breathe in, upward dog. Breathe out, downward dog. 1 more. Breathe in, upward dog. Breathe out, downward dog. Lift your heels, breathing in, drop your knees. Child's pose. Feeling awake yet? I know I am. Take a moment here on your next breath in to roll up vertebra by vertebra. Seated hero's pose. Draw your knees in towards one another. Big toes to touch. Fingertips behind you, thumbs in, other fingers out. Scoop the tail under you so there's that thrust of your hips forward. From here, you can begin to lift the hips, let your shoulders peel back. Look up with your eyes. Baby camel. Breathe out gently, drop your seat back to your heels. Travel through all fours on your way back to downward facing dog. From here, we're going to flow it out with some warrior poses. Reach your right leg to the sky as you breathe in. Bend the right knee, open the right hip. You can roll the right ankle. See if as you are exploring the right hip, you can find some steadiness through the upper body. So there's a little drop of your right shoulder. More weight moves into your right hand. Look under your left arm as you spin your outer left hip back. Take a deep breath in as you breathe out. Swing the right knee to your nose. Step the right foot between your palms. Pivot your back heel down. Heel to heel alignment here. Left arm opens you up right into warrior two. So get really long and strong here through that back leg, just like in that supported side plank, everybody. So outer edge of your left foot to your left hip, long and engaged. Right knee moves forward and out towards the pinky toe. And then see if you can find reach through the arms. Bring the shoulders over the hips, so that often means a little bit more reach back through your backhand. Flip both of your palms up to the sky. Inhale, reach your right arm up, left arm down. Reverse warrior. As you breathe out, lightly land your right forearm on your right thigh. Left arm stretches long over left ear. So again, like that modified side plank here through the left side of your body. Scoop your right hip a little bit more underneath you as you widen the right knee out. Spiral your right shoulder back. And then spin your right ribs forward, your left ribs back in space. Press down through the balls of the feet, engage your inner thighs. From here, sweep the left arm in front of your face as you come to face the side of the room. So heels in, toes out. Your elbows are into your inner thighs here. You can swing a little side to side. This is like a very low goddess pose. Just swimming with it. And then releasing your fingertips to the earth, pivot your heels slightly out, toes slightly in. Prasarita Padottanasana. Right here, find that length through the arms and the spine. Interlace the hands behind you. Breathe in, look forward as you stretch your knuckles back. And then breathe out. There can be a soft or even a deep bend in the knees as you hinge at the hips. Dropping your chin in towards your chest. The crown down towards the earth. It might not touch, that's cool. But that's where it's going one day. Potential. Possibilities. See if you can find an evenness through all four corners of your feet. And keeping the hands interlaced, see if there can be a little bit more surrender here through the arms. Let your knuckles drag forward and down. Opening up the shoulders. Gently release the arms, palms under shoulders, breathe in, find that length through the arms and the spine. Come forward here into a low lunge, right toes forward, back heel lifts, breathe in. And then breathing out here, downward facing dog. You can either stay or move through a vinyasa if you so choose. Breathing in to come forward, plank pose. You might lower halfway for chaturanga once elbows meet the ribs. Inhale, tops of feet root. Shoulders peel back. Lift your sternum, lift your eyes, upward facing. Exhale, roll over the toes, belly draws in for downward facing. Let's take it on the other side, my friends. Left leg lifts, breathing in. Bend your left knee, open your left hip. You can wiggle the ankle. Maybe roll circles through the hip. See if you can put more weight into your left palm. Your left shoulder drops as you look under your right arm. Let that right thigh spiral back, the outer thigh. Take a deep breath in as you breathe out. Drag the knee in towards the nose. Lift your back heel. Step your left foot between your palms. Spin your back heel down. Right arm leads you straight into warrior two. So watch the buckling here in the back leg. See if you can really anchor through the outer edge of the foot to find length there and strength. As your right fingertips reach back a little bit, your left knee moves forward and out. Flip your palms up to the sky. Inhale. Left arm reaches up, right arm reaches down. Maybe a little arch back. As you breathe out, left forearm lightly to left thigh, right arm stretches long over your right ear, extended side angle. Now, if it's too much with the arm over the ear, you can reach your right fingertips straight up to the sky. See if you can really press down through the feet and the legs, scooping that left hip even further underneath you. As you roll the left shoulder back, you can begin to lean back into your right arm a bit. Right arm sweeps across your face. As you come to face the side, heels in, toes out, elbows into your inner thighs. Oh my goodness, you can let your head drop. Let the breathing be deep and steady. Like the ocean, a little slight whisper back of the throat, ujjayi. Fingertips under your shoulders, heels out, toes in. Find that length here through the arms and the spine. Steady in the feet as you interlace the hands behind you. Opposite thumb over this time. Breathe in, reach your knuckles back, look forward. Breathe out, slow and steady, hinge at your hips. Keeping that little opening in the heart, right? Until the last moment the chin draws in. By all means, you can release your palms to the earth earlier. Wherever you're at, see if you can drop your crown even more. You might even play with flaring the toes up off the earth, finding a little bit more anchoring here through the balls of the feet. So it's like that flointing of the foot here. Gently release the arms. Lift and lengthen through the arms and the spine. Low lunge to the top, back heel lifts. Breathe in, look forward. Breathe out, step it back, downward facing dog. Either stay here, child's pose, or a vinyasa. Let's add one more round, everybody. Breathe in, right leg lifts. Breathe out, step the right foot between your palms. Drop your back heel, spiral open, warrior two. Breathe in, peaceful warrior. Breathe out, right forearm, right thigh. Left arm over left ear. See if right away you can weave the left arm behind your back, finding that half bind. Left palm towards your right hip crease. Lean back into your left arm. You may even go deeper, right fingertips towards the earth. Or maybe right palm wraps around your right ankle. See if you can press the elbow into your knee crease to widen the knee out as you lean back, wrapping right ribs forward, left ribs back. Stay strong through that back leg. Next breath in, keep the half bind if you can as you lengthen that right leg. Roll your right shoulder back. Trikonasana, triangle pose with a half bind. See if you can keep scooping the right hip underneath you to find a little bit more stretch and length through your right ribs. Left arm over left ear as you breathe in. Breathe out, sweep the left arm in front of your face, parallel your feet. Oh, Prasarita Padottanasana. From here, I'm gonna need to back up a little bit, so if you're right near a wall, back it up. Prasarita legs Think downward facing dog arms. Stretch the arms long in front of you, fingertips root. See if you can let your head fall between your arms. This is a great big expansive moment here. So let yourself take up a little bit of space. You can let your head shake, let your lips flutter. Gently walking the hands back underneath your shoulders. From here, you can either step, step, or hop your feet hips width distance. Breathe in to find a little length through the spine, a softening in the shoulders, and then breathe out to fold. Right here, you're going to interlace your hands around your right shin. So beginning to shift the weight into your left foot. Breathe in to lift your right heel. Dome the spine. And then on a long breath out, see if you can lift yourself up to stand, holding your right shin. Once you get there, flex your right foot, draw your left thigh back, peel your shoulders back, lift your sternum. So it's the same thing that we were doing, lying down, finding that compression through the right hip crease. From here, keep the right leg in as you reach the arms by the ears. Find your mudra, cactus your arms, and then you might play with widening your right knee out to the right. So it's a little hovering tree moment. If this feels well and your shoulders feel pretty open, you might play with wrapping your right arm around your right leg. Really hug that right knee in towards the chest. Maybe clasp your left and your right hands for a standing Marichyasana. If that's not happening, stay in your hovering tree. Get long and strong through the bottom leg. Drop your right hip a bit. Lift your eyes. Wherever you're at, take one last moment and then release your feet to the earth. Shake it off. Breathe in, circle the arms by the ears, Urdhva Hastasana. Look up as your hips peel forward. And then breathe out to hinge at the hips, empty and melt over your legs. From here, find length in the arms and the spine as you breathe in. It's either a step, or maybe one big hop out wide into Prasarita. Coming forward here as you breathe in, low lunge. Breathe out, meet me in a three-legged dog, lifting the right leg from the inner thigh. Breathe in to come forward, shoulders over wrists. As you breathe out, you might keep the right leg lifted as you lower halfway or all the way to the earth. Inhale, both of the feet touch. Heart open, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Other side, left leg lifts, breathing in. Left foot between the palms, breathing out. Spin your back heel, open up, warrior two. Breathe in, find peaceful warrior. Breathe out, extended side angle. Power up your legs to find lightness and length through the upper body. Weave the right arm behind your back. Lean back into your right arm as you play with left fingertips reaching down, maybe left palm to your left ankle. Scoop the left hip underneath you as you peel your right shoulder back. Next breath in, lengthen your left leg. Left shoulder rolls back. Belly, low ribs drawing in. Right arm long over right ear, breathe it in. Breathe out, sweep the arm in front of you as you parallel your feet. Prasarita. This time, you might find those same downward facing dog arms, but reaching the arms underneath your legs. Crown might come down to the earth. If it does, and tripod headstand is in your practice, feel free to take that. So you'll come into chaturanga type arms, fingers face forward, elbows over wrists. Little shift of the weight forward into the balls of the feet. The heels might lift from there. You can widen the legs out and then bring the big toes to touch up above. Wherever you're at, just playing on dropping the head, right? So where we were is still an inversion. Gently reversing your way out As the feet come down, the hips have to super draw back. Feet to the ground. Breathe in, find length through the arms and the spine. Step, step, or hop. Feet, hips width distance. Breathe in, find that length once again. Breathe out to fold. Whew. Interlace your hands around the left shin. Breathe in to lift the left heel. Draw the belly in. On a slow breath out, you lift yourself up. So using that downward current of energy to find the lift. See if you can hug the shin in, peel the shoulders back, lift the sternum, and then get fierce through that right leg. Right thigh moves back, right heel roots down. From here, arms by the ears, keep the knee lifted. Upon mudra, cactus the arms. You might widen the left knee out to the left, but not compromising the evenness in the hips. From here, you might wrap the left arm in front, right arm behind. You might grab your shirt or maybe clasp your hands for standing Marichasana. See if you can find length through the bottom leg, length through the arms. Keep your left hip dropping down as you breathe. Wherever you're at, one last moment, breathing. And then drop your left foot down, shake it off. Breathe in, Urdhva Hastasana, look up, peel yourself open. Breathe out, hinge and melt, Uttanasana. Inhale, find length, step or hop your feet wide, Prasarita Padottanasana. Come forward, low lunge. Plant your palms on a breath out, left leg up and high, three-legged. Breathe in to float forward, shoulders over wrists. Breathing out, you might take that three-legged vinyasa. Breathe in, tops of the feet root, thighs lift, heart peels forward. Breathe out, downward facing. Take a deep breath in. And then stick your tongue out. Little bit more, my friends. Right leg lifts, breathing in. Right foot between the palms, breathing out. Drop your back knee, keep your back toes tucked. Inhale, circle the arms, open wide, Anjaneyasana. You might take that mudra again. See if you can engage the low belly, find a little scoop of the tail. As more weight moves forward into your front big toe, you can peel your heart open towards the sky. Keep a little arch in the spine as you release the right palm to the outer left thigh. Peel your right shoulder back. Bring your left shoulder a little bit forward here towards the side of the space. You think about squaring your shoulders off to the side of the room. And then release the left elbow outside your right thigh. See if you can find a little prayer twist here. Find a steadiness, pressing the feet into the earth. Press the top palm into the bottom palm to begin to twist your ribs open right from the belly. So we're really wringing some stuff out right here. See if you can lift your gaze up towards the sky. One last moment here. And then release your palms to frame your front foot. Lift your back knee. Pivot your back heel down. Make sure your back toes are turned forward quite a bit. Right foot moves out to the right. Lengthen your right leg here. So slow and steady by pressing down through the ball of your right foot. Scoop your right hip back a tad, left hip forward. And then even take a moment to look into yourself. Make sure you're not tipping your hips too far to the left or too far to the right. You want a nice evenness. Pyramid pose, Parshva, Tanasana. You can even take a moment here, spine long. And in fact, let's reach our arms long in front of us so it's, again, like downward facing dog arms. Keep that long spine. Keep a little heart stretching forward action. And then you can begin to drop your head, let your chin draw in. Let your head fall between your arms like down dog.
If this is too much, you can walk your hands back a little bit more in line with your right foot. Find that length and strength through the back leg, a little lift through the inner arch there. And breathe. Gently lift and lengthen yourself here. Palms walk back towards your right foot. Lift your back heel, drop your left shin to the ground. Seated spinal twist. Bring your right foot outside your left thigh. Make sure you're not sitting on any of your heels here. Even seat in the mud. Right fingertips behind you. Left fingertips to the sky. Breathe in. And then breathe out to just hug your right leg with your left arm. So it's your right knee and your left elbow crease. Sit up nice and tall. Heavy your right hip down to the earth as you peel your right shoulder back. You might even really organically, not forcing it, but look back beyond your right shoulder. You might close your eyes. Breathe in to come through center, everybody. Arms by the ears, reach up. Breathe out, take a counter twist over to the left. So letting your hips lift, let your forehead move towards the ground. As you rise up to center, palms behind you, stay with me for this one. Release the sole of your left foot to the ground. Flex your right foot on top of your left thigh. Breathe in, lift your hips, lift your heart. It's a figure 4 altar pose. You can let your head hang, maybe a little lion's breath. From here, look towards the sky, release your right leg long, so flointing that right foot up towards the ceiling. And then as you lower, drop your hips towards your left heel, keep your right leg long in front of you, dropping right heel to the ground. Seated Marichyasana this time, so widen your left foot a tad out to the left, think left heel in line with left knee. Plant your seat, reach up as you breathe in. As you breathe out, begin to bring both of your arms inside your left leg. So your left arm is inside your left leg. From here, you can simply release your palms to the ground. So again, going for those long arms. Or if your shoulders feel good, internally rotate that left arm. So left thumb points down. Wrap the left arm around the left shin. Right arm behind the back. Maybe you clasp. Even out through the seat, find length through the spine, and then think about squaring your shoulders off to the front. Draw your chin in. Stay active through that right leg, reaching your right heel forward. Allow your next breath in to release and lift your chest. Legs long in front of you, hips width, palms by your hips, staff pose. From here, breathe in to lift your hips. Same tabletop. As you breathe out, lower the hips, but keep them hovering off the earth. So your heels are on the ground, your seat is lifted. You might reach your hips back so much, engage Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, pelvic floor lift, belly lift, that you lift your heels. And then drop it. Cross the ankles, come back downward facing dog. We're gonna go straight to the other side. Left leg lifts, breathing in. Left foot between the palms, breathing out. Drop your back knee, keep the back toes tucked. Breathe in Anjaneyasana. You might find that mudra. And then let there be a little peeling back and up through the heart as more weight moves into the ball of your left foot. Release your left palm outside your right thigh. Right fingertips reach up and back. Think about squaring your shoulders off towards the other side of the room. And then release your right elbow outside your left thigh. Praying the hands if that's accessible. Keep evening out here through the hips. Keeping left knee over left ankle as you press the top palm into the bottom palm. If you can, look up. Gently release on your next breath out. Happily release. Lift your back knee. Draw your back heel down. Widen your left foot. Lengthen your left leg. Again, look in for a moment. Even the hips. And then walk your hands forward. Just enough, right, as to what's accessible for you. A little length through the spine. So think about, for a moment, growing long through the waist, heart reaches forward. And then let your head fall between your arms, let your chin draw in. Breathe some love, some life into the back of your left leg, the side ribs. Really anywhere in your body that needs a little bit extra support, where things might feel a little stuck, a little heavy. Lift and lengthen. Once more, walk your hands back. Lift your back heel, drop your right shin. Drop your seat, left foot outside your right leg. Plant the seat, left fingertips behind you, right fingertips to the sky as you breathe in, and then give your left shin a hug with your right arm. Left knee and right elbow crease. Get a little bit heavier through the left hip as you peel the left shoulder back. Maybe look back. As you breathe in, come to center, arms by the ears. Breathe out, counter twist it to the right. Your hips can lift at this point as your forehead drops. Back up to center right here. Palms behind you, fingers point in. Bring the sole of your right foot to the earth. No, you can hang right here. You can bring the right foot a little bit further forward if this is like intense, a little bit too intense, right? And then breathing in to lift your hips, widen your left knee out to the left. Press your palms into the earth. Maybe a little lion's breath. And then lift your gaze towards the ceiling. Lengthen your left leg. Keep your left leg long as you slowly drop your seat towards your right heel. So a little bit forward and down here, dropping the left heel to the ground. So your right shin, or right heel rather, should be pretty tucked into your right sit bone. Widen the right foot out a tad. Arms by the ears as you breathe in. Release both of the arms inside your right leg. Keep your seat heavy as you reach long and forward. From here can either be just a drop of the palms to the ground, or maybe internal rotation, right thumbs down as you wrap the right arm in front of your right shin. Left arm behind you, hands might clasp. Even out through the seat and the shoulders. Get long through the spine as you draw the chin in towards the chest. See if you can release the place between the eyebrows. Free up the jaw a little bit. Gently lift yourself up on the next breath in. Legs long. We have one more chance, one more try, at least for today. Tabletop. Breathing in, lifting yourself up. As you breathe out, your seat will hover inside your arms. Draw your heels back, seat back, and then your heels might even lift for a moment. Keep your belly engaged, pelvic floor lifting. Press your palms into the earth. And then let it go. Shake it off. I'm going to move right into a little forward folding here. Bring your legs wide, Upavishta Konasana. Seat rooted. Legs don't have to go so wide as to sort of internally rotate the legs. So what happens when we go too wide, the legs just begin to turn in. We want to keep our legs externally rotated here, toes up towards the sky. Breathe in, reach your arms by the ears. And then take a little twist to the left so that you're squared off with your left leg. Drop your fingertips to the ground. From here, go on a little journey, walking through center, Squaring off with your right leg. One more time, walking through center. Square off with the left. Through center to the right. Come back to center. This time you can drop your elbows to the ground. You can drop your head. Again, keep your legs still active, right? Externally rotating, toes up towards the sky. Let your shoulders soften. From here on your next breath in, head heavy as you slowly stack the shoulders over the hips, the head over the shoulders. Last forward fold, Tadasana. Bring soles of the feet to touch, and then drag your feet forward a bit. So diamond shape here with the legs. You can scooch your seat back behind you a little bit. From here, weaving the arms underneath your calves, bringing the palms towards the tops of the feet. Feel your seat planted, find length in the spine, so that's the most important part here. And then from here, you can draw the chin in. Crown of head drops towards your feet. Melt. And breathe in to gently roll yourself unweaving. You can keep this Tadasana shape in the legs as you lower down to lie on your back. And stay in this reclined Tadasana for a moment, or maybe all the way through for your final Shavasana. In time, you might lengthen one leg and then the other. Arms wide, palms face up for final resting. Let your toes splay out. Let your breath be natural, just letting go. Deep surrender into the earth. I invite you to stay in Final Shavasana as long as you can. If you do have something to do or somewhere to be, gently bringing your awareness back into the room, back into your body, becoming aware of the breath moving through you. Little wiggle of the fingers and the toes. Gently bending one knee, foot to the earth, the other knee, foot to the earth, rolling over to your right side, fetal position, like this little seed. Allowing your next breath in and your strong arms to lift you up, refreshed and rejuvenated. Hopefully a little bit more reset and ready to explore the great potential, the great possibilities that live within each and every one of us, each and every living thing. Bringing prayer to your heart here. Let's seal our time with one single Om. Take a deep breath in. Aum.
yogis. And happy spring equinox for those of you in the northern hemisphere. Hope you enjoyed this practice today. If you are loving this channel, please feel free to subscribe by hitting the little red button, and I'll see you again next time. Blessings.